What's up, people? I am back for another video. Holy shit. We're pretty much, in my opinion, M. Night's easily. And like I mentioned, I understand, I would probably say Last Airbender is more insulting, but this is easily his worst movie. We are reviewing After Earth. The sad thing is, the fucked up thing is, Will Smith wrote this fucking piece of shit. He wrote this because he wanted to be about him and his son. The premise isn't necessarily bad, but he needed a different actor to be his son. I get it. He wanted to have his actual son, but Jaden Smith is just not an actor. Holy shit. I know I normally be talking about what else I got going on. I'll go into that, but I gotta go off. This movie is just so fucking bad. It is the epitome of it's everything wrong with filmmaking. Just one, you don't even explain really what, like, he tries to, and before I go into it, it's just another, like, oh, humans fucked up the planet, oh, karma champ. I'm just so tired of that shit, too. But that's really all we get. He doesn't go into anything, and then, so basically, the Nova Corps is this colony that, and they basically have to fight these things called Ursas, which, oh my god, that's such a bad name. Ursas. What the fuck is that, M. Night? You couldn't even try to be a bit more creative? Well, whoever. Like, because I know Will Smith wrote this shit, so I kind of got to go in on him, too. Because it's like, what the fuck, Will? You couldn't think of a cooler name than that? You've been in, how many fucking movies has he been in? And he couldn't think of something better than Ursas. And they're not even that creative looking. It looks like generic alien monster. So they killed his daughter, which is played by Zoe Saldana, which you see in, like, fucking very shitty looking flashbacks. The film is shot like shit. Because there are scenes where I'm like, this looks like a green screen. But the closer I look, I'm like, oh, this is actually supposed to be an actual set. But this is clearly, it's shot so bad, it looks like a fucking green screen. And the problem is, when you're going to do a movie, when you're only going to follow mainly two characters, but mainly one, who's going to be doing, like, all the actual action, you better make sure he's a character we actually are invested in, and we're just not. And the fact that the premise is there, they go to, Earth that was destroyed, and now it's basically, it's taken over by the animals. Essentially, that's what it is. It looks kind of like this crazy woods and stuff, like jungle looking thing. And it's like, that could work, but having Jaden be the one we have to follow is just so bad, because he's not a good actor. He can't emote. Whatever fucking reason, they decided to give him this, like, accent, which is like a mix of his actual voice and then, like, almost like a British accent. I don't know what the fuck he was going for. I don't understand. I don't fucking get it. Like, and then also, no explanation for anything. Just shit happens. Like, there's a line. This is probably the biggest, like, fringe line of the movie for me, just because there's no explanation. It's just, this is happening now. Fucking Will Smith's character, Cypher fucking Rage, which that's the name they come up with. Cypher Rage. Here's the thing. That name could work if this was like an 80s action movie, like a parody of it or something, like some kind of homage. Because I could see that in a name like that. But this is supposed to be like this serious fucking movie. You come up with Cypher Rage? What the fuck? And the problem is, going back to just the all around everything about this movie. Yeah, because the line was about, like, how he was mentioning, like, this is a precursor to mass expansion. No explanation, just exposition, doesn't make sense, doesn't give you the context. They don't explain really anything about the tech, about the Nova Corps. Like, this is just what's happening. Like, I'm not saying give me an exposition dump, but show me, like, you know what, maybe we're gonna give you a visual on how the weapons work, or how the military works here, or how this work. None of that. There's no world building at all. It's just this shit's happening, and okay, and we're just supposed to just accept it. Ugh, it's such a frustrating movie because, like I said, once again, a lot of these M Night movies, and I understand this one, it's almost hard to not to go in on M Night fully because fucking Will Smith wrote this shit. So if anything, he almost because a lot of the really bad M Night movies, but he still directed it. And I'm gonna be honest, I bet he had some input on the script. I can't. I don't think maybe I don't know, but just nothing's explained. The performances are bad. Oh, the fact that Will Smith plays his character so fucking boring, and I get it in the story. They try to have like a story explanation that to Ghost you have to basically be devoid of emotion. It doesn't work here though because you could have easily changed it. It doesn't even make sense how that would fucking work anyway, but anyway, it just why would you have an actor like Will Smith, who, in my opinion, even at this point, and whatever we think of him fucking now, he still had charisma. This was like a year after Men in Black 3, which I really enjoyed. He still had that charisma in that. Why the fuck is he boring as shit in this movie? He like every scene he is just boring, monotone, and then we're supposed to follow fucking his son the whole time, who is boring, has very cringy lines. There's a line because he has like a suit that essentially is like a motion suit that, like, if something gets close, it like changes and can sense motion, which makes no fucking sense. None of this shit makes sense. But and he's like, all right, I'll go into it when I get into the script. When I'll start going in on the plot eventually. I mean, into the story. I guess story in quotes because. Holy shit, everything about this movie. It feels like 3 or 4 hours, but it's only an hour and 40 minutes. My God, it just drags on. None of the lines make sense. This is a case, there should have been a couple of characters maybe left alive to go with. No. I get the idea of wanting to do this whole father-son story, but when you have a son character who's absolute shit, you need other characters who could potentially kind of carry the movie. But there wasn't. You're just left with boring fucking Will Smith because he makes himself boring as fuck in this, and then his shit son. So it's just all around bad. The creatures aren't even that cool looking. The eagle looked kind of cool, I guess, even though it looked really kind of bad with CGI. Just all around, the Ursas is just such a stupid fucking name. It's almost as bad as Unobtainium from fucking Avatar. It's like, what the fuck is an Ursa? Like, that sounds like a villain name. Like some shitty Disney villain name. Or like Ursula, just take out the U and the L. Like, what the fuck? Anyway. At least tomorrow, there's a chance. I have seen this one, but I don't really remember it. Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. I'm hoping it's at least better than this. But yeah, I'll be reviewing that tomorrow, so we'll be back to continuing on with the Texas Chainsaw franchise. I did see Arlie Ermey's in it, so at least that's a fucking plus because I really liked him in the remake. So, but yeah, let's fucking dissect this piece of shit. So the movie opens up. Basically, we see Katai trading, and the fucking jumpsuits they have are just generic spacesuits. He basically gets turned down to join the Corps because he wants to join the Corps because this is is where they kind of, in between this, go into his. You see like flashbacks of what happened to his sister, who gets killed by one of the Ursas, so he wants to join. So because his dad is Cypher Rage, and the way they introduce Will Smith in this is so cringe. It's like the way he talks about Cypher Rage, and he just walks up and just fucks up this Ursa like this. And it's supposed to be like this badass scene, but it's so cringy how it's done. And once again, that's like the most we see Will of any do anything, because like I said, he fucking gets broken legs for the rest of the movie. So yeah, he gets denied joining into the core. So he gets into a fight with his dad, and it's weird because the whole film they make such a big deal of Will Smith being able to hold his emotions and all this shit, and then even the rest of the movie, he doesn't. He has like this random freak out because Katai, that's what his fucking name is. And okay, before I go in on about that Will Smith point, his fucking accent, his son's Katai's accent is so, it makes no sense because his dad doesn't have an accent and his mom you only see for like 5 seconds, no development. There's none of them have an accent, so I don't understand what the fuck they were going for. I don't know if that was a Will Smith decision because he technically wrote this dog shit movie, or if M. Night just thought that would have been a creative decision, or I really wonder if just M. Night wanted to fucking try to hide, because he probably, maybe deep down, he even knew that fucking Jaden Smith's a dog shit actor. So he's like, we're going to just try to give him an accent so he can at least, so we don't hear his cringy voice. But the problem is you do hear it. It's like a mix of his voice and then you hear like this the attempt at being like British. It's weird because fucking Cypher does it. When Cypher speaks, it's just Will Smith trying to be like reserved. Ugh. Anyway, going back to the Will Smith point, he like freaks out at his son because Gatai wants to like, I guess, leave the table, and he's like, denied, sit down, and he like fucking freaks out. I'm like, why are you freaking out? What was the point in that? That was like the most emotion we got out of Will pretty much the whole fucking movie. And then, yeah, he decides to, because he has to go on this mission along with the Corps. He's kind of overseeing this mission. They don't even, the fact that you have a movie like this and they don't world build, I'm going to compare this to another post-apocalyptic movie. It's not necessarily in the future. I mean, it's in the future, but it's not like with fancy technology. Rain of Fire. That's a post-apocalyptic movie. They explain how the world gets like that, but they also explain the tech or how the people have to live, and they kind of go into that. Even just with little bits of dialogue, or even just showing you. In this, it's nothing. It's just, we have this tech now, but we're not going to explain. We're not going to explain how the Nova Corps work. We're not going to explain how, you get a little thing from Gatai in the beginning about how we damaged her, so we had to leave. And it's just, and also I'm just tired of that trope. God fucking damn it. The whole man-made humans, like, fuck, man. Like, that's so fucking overplayed. But granted, that's the least of this dog shit movie's problems, though. If you really put it in perspective. It just doesn't make any sense why, M. Night, Will Smith is sad because he's fucking been in so many incredible movies that had fucking world building. You would think he would understand that. Or I don't know if he was just too focused on the father-son part. But the problem is, every fucking time, I need to go into this more. I'll just mention it really quick. And I'll go on it more later. The fact that his son, he has no chemistry with his son. And this is his actual son. That's the fucked up thing. He has, absolutely no chemistry with Jaden at all. And that's his actual biological son. How the fuck do you not have any chemistry? There's no, every scene they try to talk to each other, there's nothing. There's, no fucking just rhythm, no nothing, man. fucking movies that have fucking not real dads and sons are fucking done better. Have better chemistry than this. Anyway. So, but it's just the no world building really bothered me because it's like you're doing this whole post apocalyptic world. Explain. Don't just give some bullshit explanation. Okay, we caused the damage. Okay, go into why does the Nova? Okay, how does the Nova Core work? Go into the weaponry because yeah, they show off the this is the scene where I was like, this looks like fucking. I was thinking for a second, this is fucking green screen. But then I looked close because there was like people walking in the back. Okay, that is an actual set. It's just, this was shot like shit. It looked like green screen. I'm like, oh my god. And I'm gonna be honest, the tech didn't even look that cool. It looked very kind of generic sci-fi to me. It's like you could have maybe tried to put a little bit of be a little more creative, give your technology a little bit of standout because a lot of it is just technology that I've probably seen done fucking better in other shit. So yeah, okay, so they leave for the mission or whatever, and then they realize Katai goes on his own, and there's a Ursa on the ship, and this is where the start of his memories actually start coming in about his sister, who you get nothing about her. You get her in visions, and that's about it. And I think like maybe a throwaway line from Will, but that's about it. You don't fucking, they don't really go into her, but you know, we're gonna make it like such a big deal that she's this catalyst, but we're not even gonna really explain her character. We're not even gonna give you the vibe of how her mom is, how the mom is. You see her for like a second and she's gone. There's like nothing. Like, it was just this, and the fucked up thing, you could tell they wanted to do more with this shit. You definitely can. They probably wanted this to be like a whole fucking franchise, and that's what makes this failure even fucking more hilarious to me. That it didn't even get on the ground. It didn't even get off the fucking ground. It had nothing. It was literally like, because how are you gonna do something? Science fiction, in my opinion, is like one of those genres you have to world build. I think in general, almost all genres, I'd argue you have to do it, but definitely sci-fi. That is one you gotta like get into it. I like learning about the world, and you're not even gonna. You didn't even put the fucking work into it. You decide, let's put the work into my not having chemistry with my son. Like, that's what I think Will was thinking. I really believe he was thinking, oh, I'm gonna focus more on the chemistry, on the relationship between the father and the son, but it was not there. I think it could have worked if you had a better fucking actor to be Katai. But no, you had to be Jaden. And just, like I said, Jaden worked in Pursuit of Happiness because he was a little kid, and Will Smith was the focal point of the movie. But when you decide to have him older Jaden, who's just not a good actor, I mean, watch the fucking shitty Karate Kid reboot. He was awful in that. It's like, he's not a good actor. And Will just needed to accept that. He's not a good fucking actor. So of course this wasn't gonna fucking work, because I'm just gonna jump ahead. The ship crashes because the Ursa gets out. And some reason it's just convoluted how somehow Katai survived the whole time, okay, and then Cypher survived, and basically he's injured and he can't get along, and the tail end of the ship has like capsules that basically can hold the air, and this is where they kind of talk more about Earth and how it's dangerous and everything's designed to kill humans, which I think it's one of those things, they thought that sounded good in a trailer when Cypher's like, this planet, everything on this planet is designed to kill humans, which it's like, you mean just designed to kill in general? What do you mean? Like, specifically humans? Like, they don't, once again, they don't explain it. It's just, oh, there's a lot of animals that like to eat people. Okay. That's literally no fucking different than any other fucking... This could be like, it's like Jurassic Park, you know? You're on an island with animals that want to eat you. That doesn't mean they're designed to kill humans. Like, Jesus, fuck. Anyway, so I love how they're in a whole military ship, and the only weapon Katai has, because that's the only fucking weapon I guess they have, is this fucking double blade fucking thing, and it's like, wait, so we saw that there was fucking guns earlier. Okay, so all the guns are just conveniently destroyed. All right, just all of them. All of them were just. I'm just supposed to believe they were all destroyed in the blast. Not one survived. But this fucking little stick with a blade thing. Because no, we have to just make it just whatever reason it has to be uber hard. We got to make it extra challenging. He just has a little blade. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Are you trying to go for like it's like a primal thing? Like it's going down just to basic weaponry, but it doesn't make sense. Like, I'm not saying you can't have that weapon, but why couldn't you tell me you couldn't find one little blaster? Not like what one gun survived the fucking crash? Again, I know I'm going in on long on this point, but it's just it makes no sense. It's just literally this is how bad this fucking movie is. That every little thing is just how it is that bad. Okay, so he leaves the ship. I think the first thing he senses and gets attacked by is these monkeys. Which, okay. The monkeys weren't horrible looking, but Katai tries to fight them, and there's a chase scene. And no, this is where we get that really bad line, because his suit is like it can like sense motion for whatever reason. Somehow there's suits that can just detect motion. Okay, don't explain it. Then okay. And while this is happening, I think we get more of Cypher kind of like daydreaming of basically remembering his daughter. They constantly cut to the same footage of his daughter dying. It's like M. Night. If you're gonna do flashbacks, maybe do them when it makes fucking sense in the story. Don't do it in the middle of this. It's just like, why do we need to see her dying again? Okay, we get it. She died. Fuck. She died. I didn't even remember her fucking name. Zoe Kravitz. That's really all it is. But anyway, you get this really cringe line from Katai where he says, "My suit's turning black, but it looks cool, but I think it's something bad." It's like, but he's commenting on it looking cool. I'm like, is that just something you think a kid would say? But in the context, I don't believe a kid in the post-apocalyptic world would be fucking commenting on it being cool. I just don't buy that. That seems like that was just like, once again, we gotta be hip with the kids. So he gets away, and then another issue is like, I think he gets bit by like some venomous animal. And this is where you see my thumbnail, and he has like fucking bumps on his face. Like that, I'll admit that part was funny. Just because how bad I needed something. And the amount of times fucking Cypher says, "Take a knee," every fucking, it's like, dude, it was borderline as bad as like Evil Dies Tonight. It was like, he says it so fucking much. It's like a meme every fucking time. And it's like, I don't know if they think that's supposed to be like some like actual like cool, like memorable line. No, it's annoying as fuck every fucking time. Take a knee, like. So yeah, he survives that. I am just gonna speed this up next. Like, oh, he gets fucking taken by a fucking eagle, like this giant eagle, to his nest, and he ends up. Katai protects one of the chicks who was dying because they were getting attacked by a big cat, which, okay, that was cool. But once again, no world building. It'd be kind of cool to learn about, like, these animals. Like, how did they get so big? Why are they so aggressive towards humans? No, none of that. And it's just, mainly Katai and then Will Smith in his fucking ear. That's really all. That's the most you get. Not is not even charismatic Will Smith. Like he's at least it was Will Smith trying to be charismatic. Like whatever you think of the movie, the first Suicide Squad, he was still charismatic in that. Why the fuck is he not in this? He's like he is so boring. It's like he almost might as well not even be in the fucking movie because you have to follow Jaden, who he's just not a good actor. And once again, there's no one for him to bounce off of. Whatever problems I have with Jaden is another thing. Problems I have with Jaden, it doesn't fucking help that Will Smith he's practically not even in the fucking movie. And the irony is, it sounds like this whole thing about ghosting, but it's like he might as well be a fucking ghost in this movie. He doesn't even need to be in it. We could just be following fucking Gatai, and as much as I would hate that, it would make more sense. Fucking Will's not even doing shit in this movie. Ugh, it's frustrating. And the fact that they really thought they were gonna try to kick off a franchise with this is fucking laughable. So he makes it to the other side of the ship. After, getting away from the Eagle. Throughout the film, his dad tries to I didn't even go into this. I didn't even give a shit about this movie. But yeah, his dad goes into how he fucking was able to ghost. And yeah, after the lessons, he's able to do it. And the Eagle we saw earlier comes back and basically helps him for whatever reason. Even though, how the fuck would the Eagle know he's there? I guess you could say he smelt him. I guess he smelt his pheromone. That's the only thing I can believe, but anyway. It comes to help him. And then, yeah, he ghosts and ends up killing the Ursa. Which is, once again, such a dog shit name. No creativity. Like, in Alien, you have the fucking xenomorphs. The Predator, even though that's more of a nickname, then yeah, because you have the actual creature's names. There's the Yalcha. That's a cool name. The Demigorgon, even from fucking Stranger Things. That's a cool name. The Ursa, bro, and it doesn't even look cool. It looks like generic Alien. Everything about this is just generic. The ships look generic. The tech looks generic. The suit looks generic. Just everything. So yeah, he gets off. They manage to get rescued. Fuck this movie. M. Night, what the fuck were you thinking? And I understand Will wrote the movie, but you should have just not. Okay. There's a couple things. I like M. Night, but M. Night's not a sci-fi director. Or at least not a sci-fi of this level. The most he can do is stuff like Signs, but the reason Signs work because it's on Earth and just aliens are coming here. That kind of stuff I think M. Night can do. I just don't think he's made for sci-fi of this kind of fucking caliber. So it doesn't even really make sense to me of why Will Smith would go to all people, M. Night Shyamalan. Even like when he was good, I would even say when he was doing good stuff, I would say this about him. I just don't think he's cut out for sci-fi like this. You need world building. You need a lot to go into. You need something to there's nothing to sink your teeth into this world. You don't fucking know. You're just told this. This is happening. This is happening now. That's not how you do fucking sci-fi. And maybe, once again, that's Will fucking with his dog shit script. I don't understand, man. Because Will has had input in fucking Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. How the fuck can he not do this shit? And he's done good sci-fi. I mean, I Am Legend was several years before this movie. So I don't understand. He's shown he can do. It's frustrating. So I don't know if it's a mix of his bad script or just M. Night's not a good pick for sci-fi of this level. So it doesn't even make sense to me why Will Smith would go to him. Why not go to a director who can maybe actually do sci-fi and maybe could have actually made this a fucking franchise? Because none of this worked. Jaden Smith is not a good pick for your fucking lead. And the fact is, we have to follow him the whole fucking time with no character to really bounce off of. At least, and I understand they want to do this the whole father son thing, but you needed at least one other character, maybe even just for like the first 30 to 40 minutes after landing on Earth. He needed another character at least to bounce off of. Because I'm sorry, Will Smith being lifeless, he might as well have not even just been in this movie. You could have just killed him. You'd have been better off just killing him in the beginning, and it's just Katai on his own, or maybe Katai and one other fucking character. As much as I don't like Jaden, it would have worked better. Because there was no point in Will Smith being in this fucking movie. Why? No, it's a father's son. Not really. His Cypher is barely in the fucking movie. There's moments you fucking forget he's there. Ugh. So bad, man. This is how not to movie. How not to sci-fi. And actually, I know I was going to originally title this M. Night's Worst. I'm changing it. I'm going to change it to How Not to Sci-Fi. Because that's what this is. This is not how you do science fiction, how you don't do post-apocalyptic. Just everything is generic. That is like the biggest thing. The creature designs, the Ursus is such a bad name. Yeah, just. But yeah, I feel like I've gone on long enough. I just needed to go off about this movie. This movie was so. I remember being kind of interested when it first came out. I didn't see it in theaters. But I watched it a bit after it came out and just, what the fuck? I was just, wow. And yeah, it's boring. The pacing is awful. It is absolutely awful, man. And it feels like you're watching a 4-hour movie, but like a bad 4-hour movie. But it's only an hour and like 40. But it feels that long. It feels like 4 hours of just pain. It's just not a good film. Nothing about it. This is like, I can't think of one positive. When you get a line like, this is a precursor to mass expansion, no explanation, just, okay, we're just supposed to accept that now. Alright. Just, what the fuck? And he doesn't even elaborate even. Just even with just one more line, no. Just, okay. Just, fuck, man. At least the happening was fun, you know? The Last Airbender is fun in a fucked up way. At least, even at parts. I mean, at least with the Last Airbender, I meant to say fun to make fun of. This isn't even fun to do. This is just a torture movie. It's just all bad. So, anyway. We give it... This is another one I'm gonna give like a 0. I was gonna give it a negative, but I'll give it a 0. It doesn't deserve a rating. This movie should have even happened. I am happy that it didn't even get a chance to be. Immediately, just everyone's like, yeah, this is absolute dog shit. So it didn't even get a chance to even attempt to even be a franchise. So, but yeah, fuck this shit. M. Night, I don't know what. So I originally was going to stop here with the M. Night movies, but since we got a new one coming out called Knock at the Door, I will be reviewing that. Since I am going to be doing that one, I figure I'll watch the one that came out, it was either last year or the year before, called Old. So I guess I'll check that one out and watch that one next week. So, but I hope it's better than this, because this is bad, man. This is bottom of the barrel. Like, this is, we have hit just, no. Anyway, I am gonna cheers and peace out, and yeah. So after today, or yesterday, I am definitely not watching this film again. This is a never again. This is I'm good. So, yeah. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be reviewing a much better film in Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. I'll see you tomorrow for that. Fuck Joe Biden. Peace.